Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Monday, April the 15th, tax day. The year is 2024. Let's talk trading, weekly open and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And just to let you know, Walmart is on vacation and he won't be joining us today. And let's remember, we're halfway through the month now. Risk management. Never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade. You know, it's kind of funny, the different topics that we bring up. And a friend of mine, a trading buddy, maybe he's listening today, had told me that he found this system for the casinos, playing craps. And he sent me a link to this guy. Well, I've started watching a few of the of this guy's links, and I noticed that he'll say this is the best system ever, and then he'll come out with another system and another. And while he's talking about these systems, he's like showing how he's winning because he has a crap table and he's rolling the dice and showing, you know, if you play the 6 or the 8, and this is how, and this works, and this works. But it's funny because I see the same thing in trading where, you know, these other traders will come out with, you know, this system and that system, and each one was the best, or this indicator is great, and you know, and the thing is, they go, well, TheRumpledOne, you have a lot of systems. Yes, I do, but I don't tell you that, you know, this is the best system. I say, you know, for example, you know, most of my systems are all about horizontal lines, and that's it. I give you the stats, and then you figure out which one, if any, you want to use. You know, there's some breakouts, there's some reversals, but I don't say this is the best system in the world. You know, it depends. You know, the one of my systems might work for one trader, but not for a different trader, a different system. It's what you bring to the table also, and not just, you know, your stack of chips. But I just find that interesting because, you know, we're looking at the weekly open gap and filled, and this filled, and you can see there was a nice little gap down, and it filled and it kept going. And you know, the open gap, that's not a horizontal line. It's like the target is, but the entry isn't. You know, zoom out to the monthly. We're still below, let's see, the last 4 months lows. That's something interesting to note. And of course, we're below the last 4 months highs also. But that's kind of intuitive. If you're below the low, I think you're going to be below the highs also. And we're putting in today's range. Right now, it looks like it's about 69, 70 pips of range. And we're outside the month's opening range, and we're outside the previous, or the opening range for the year also. And once again, these are horizontal line, simple breakout systems. For the year, we're 238 pips below the open, 410 off the high, and 409 now, and 57 off the low. And we are outside the inside bar for the that was happened 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago, and 11 days ago. It looks like we have a chance of having an inside bar today. And notice from here to here, that's going to be an imbalance, bringing back that concept. Once again, 69 pips on the day. The pound yen is, the beast is doing what it's used to do, 252 pips. And looks like the dollar yen's up 129 above its open, back up to 154.32. I'm still looking for a short entry. Now we had news come out, and you can see by the spikes there, news last half hour, and looks like they used that news to run some stops. You see it came down to this area. Look what happened the last time. It was at this area. It ran back up, and now it's coming back down. So it looks like it ran coast to coast just about. Almost, because this is actually the open down here. But that's pretty nice run there. Looks like about 40 some pip run. And it looks like the red rat's got the feast, almost green rat feast. Let's see, what was the low on that bar? 50.4, almost into the launch pad. And, you know, one of the systems here, it's this pivot trading plan I found online, and I just made the indicator for it. And then Bambino Flex came up with an idea, and I made an indicator for that. So technically, these really aren't my systems. I just made some code for them. But price near the pivot, bias is short. That worked once. It might work again because it's right there at that pivot line. We've got a red H4. Bambino Flex says long, so you've got two conflicts, but near S1. Did we get near S1? No, we didn't really get near S1. We got near yesterday's low and turned around. Looks like we're right at that H4 open there. And monthly, we've taken out the pivot. Weekly, the pivot sitting at 25.27. So we've got about 49 pips to go right now. 50 pips to go. No. On the daily, we have taken out the daily pivot. So, and this is one of the systems that, you know, using statistics, you can see how many misses. Now, you know, back to the that craps table. It's funny, one of his systems was, you know, you wait till a 7 comes out because the chances of 2 7s in a row, I think were, what was it? About 16%, if I remember correctly. Or it was, no, it was less than that. And then 3 in a row was even less. So you wait for 1 7 to come out, and then you place your bets, because the chance of another 7, you know, 2 7 in a row. But, you know, in dice, that's one of those things that you have to remember. Dice are probability, and with dice, every roll probability is the same. So if you were betting on 2 rolls, 7 in a row, well, that would be 1 probability. But when you're betting on each single roll, and each single roll is a separate event, and it has a probability that doesn't change. Whereas here with trading, these aren't probabilities, these are statistics, because there are no probabilities in trading. And that's just something that I've gone over that in videos years ago when I was explaining things to traders, especially when it comes to the statistical trading and how to understand, those statistics. The math is the same, but one deals with history, statistics, and one deals with future. And speaking about statistics, you can see here, chance of price closing outside of a wick zone, still 71%, so over the last 1,000 hours, 713 times, price closed outside. That's why when price gets inside, you got pretty good chance statistically that price isn't going to stay in there. But can it? Yes, it can. And it did right there. It closed in right here. Opened in or closed in right there. But you can see here, it came back in, decided it didn't want to stay in. And speaking of ranges, here we go, 69 on the day and the week, since it's the first day of the week. We did not break out of the high yet. We did not break out of the low. Came within 3 pips. For the rats, high minus close, red rats, 18, 19. And for you green rats, it's 50. For you weekly open crossover traders, we went high to open 69, open to low 0. You have not gotten a short signal on that weekly open. It just opened and kept going. And looking at some of our trading charts here, you can see we did get into the 50. It was 50.4 if I remember. And psychological level, we moved right back up to the 75. Got near that double low, high in 95, and it's pulled back. You can see H4 is green. You can see price put in a new 3-ball lower low, then turned right around. You can see it came up through these previous S3 or the balls support 3s at the bottom here. And it came up across some more. And then you can see here, it just kept going. And we had a nice, right here, that would have been the lowest high. Price came back in, you see, and moved up there, came back once again, and then moved up through it again, giving a couple opportunities. And this is one of those ones where you can see it came up here, and that's also a flip-flop box. Gave you a chance to take a nice little profit of about 5 or 6 pips. If you didn't take it, took it back, did it again, and doing that range thing, and then finally, it broke out of that range. So you may have been upset and not taking your pips there, and then it kept going. But once again, you just have to have a feel for it, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.